This is episode 44, planets and retrogrades. Oh my. My name's Christine. I'm with 24 Karat Healing, and I'm your spiritual medium, intuitive energy coach, and old soul healer. And yes, we are talking about planets and retrogrades and all that energy. We are going to dispel a lot of myths, talk about truth, and how you can work with that energy. There is nothing to fear besides fear itself. So let's get going. Yes, we're talking about the planets. And did you know that 6 out of the 10 planets right now are in retrograde? And soon, in June, early June, soon to be 7. So we are talking about Venus, Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Mercury. So also, there's a new moon in Gemini coming up on Friday. So do you know how that, retrogrades affect you? Do they affect you? What should you do? What about your astrological sign as well? How does that tie in to your energy? So just here to give you tips and tools and inspiration when it comes to the planets. Have a better understanding and work that energy to your fullest and divine self. Now, if you're not familiar with the power of healing your energy, this show is all about, unconditional love, your light, your intuition, your soul's purpose. And depression and anxiety are a side effect of not living your life intuitively, not trusting your gut, and the lost connections with your higher self and others. So I'm inviting you to go higher, and we're talking like in the cosmos, and feel deeper. Hi there. Welcome, everyone. Yes, this is episode 44. And 4 and 4 is 8. And 8 is an infinite number that cycles back and around. It is unlimited. It is limitless. And it's infinite. So if you think about that number 8, just think that that's all and who you truly are. Infinite, beautiful energy. And yes, we are talking about the power of the planets and retrogrades. And if this is your first time here, say hello. If you're a regular, thank you again for joining me. We do appreciate it. We know, in this time of, pandemic, if you want to call it that, incubation, relaxation, vacation, depending on who you talk to. There's so many things you can be doing and watching online, and I appreciate you being here, whether you're here live or you're listening through Anchor and Stitcher and Google and Apple Podcasts, wherever you get those, or you're here live through Facebook and YouTube. So yes, if you have questions on the replay, I'm here to help you. I actually taught this on Tuesday to an online group called Edenshire. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to do this again because I had a lot of people asking questions. It was a lot of fun. And that's why we're here. So most definitely, we are going to start with, the first planet. And I thought, okay, really? It's been this long already? I'm showing you the first planet here. It's Uranus, and that retrograde started January 11th, August 15th, and it's going to August 15th. So, this is just talking about personal freedom, the need for change, defense. It's radical actions. There seems to be a lot of rebellion here as well. And you're analyzing your motives, whether, they're real and justified, or are they unnecessary? So this has been the driving change. So of course, when you think of 2020, it sure started with a bang, did it not? You're letting go of the old mental structures. It's also tied to the number 4 and the sun energy, like the sun. They work together. And it's also tied in this retrograde to Taurus, inner freedom, changes, resistance to, you know, I mean, Taurus, I understand. It's, you're earthbound. I get it. Very stubborn. So I know that there's a lot of Taurus. I have a lot of friends who are Taurans. So say hello if you are a fellow Taurus. Your ego, mental, driving. So they're just saying, slow your roll, basically. Slow it down. Slow it down. Let me know if any of this resonates, if you're feeling any of this. Now we're going to go on to the next planet, Neptune. So this is we're talking January 23rd. So right pretty much after Uranus, here comes the second planet. This is running pretty much all the way through to the end of the year. And this is a planet of depth. It's introspection, reflection, not to flee from the present. As easy as it seems, that would be something you'd want to do. Let's just take a breath here collectively. It's a space to connect with your inspiration, your vision, your being, your divine love, and spirituality is big time highlighted here. There are a lot of illusions. Obviously, the veil is, if it has not been lifted, it's already done so. Deceptions, high susceptibility to substances such as alcohol, and then watch out for effects on medications. So I've been hearing a lot of stuff about 12-step programs. Maybe some of you are thinking that way. And interesting, Michael Murdad, that group in Edenshire, just talked about Bill Wilson. I'm like, who's Bill Wilson? Well, apparently he co-created AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. Interesting. And he worked with Edgar Cayce. If you don't know who Edgar Cayce is, go and look him up. This guy, I mean, he is the definition of empath, the original, if you want to put it out there that way. He worked with Bill, and because Bill, he sat with him, and he was a sleeping prophet, so he would channel in his sleep. Yeah, it's a thing. If you don't know who he is, but he told Bill that he was highly intuitive, highly sensitive, and highly empathic, and was a huge channel, and took on, maybe there's that term shadow eater, meaning you're taking on people's stuff. It's like a shamanistic term. They would use bread per se over the person, and that would absorb into the bread. They would eat the bread, and they would transmute that dark, that shadow energy, which many of us have. We like, it could be many things, but it's something, it's not yin or yang. It's not feminine, masculine. It's together. It's balanced. It's centered. That's what Buddha talks about as well. So that's where we're trying to get to. All right. So Neptune is also tied to the number 7 and the moon energies. So your vision, you're focusing on introspection, and this is tied to Pisces. This is a Pisces retrograde energy. So evasion or disconnect from reality. I don't know, fellow Pisces, my mom is one, and we tend to be very dreamy, the Geminis here, and we have a form of disconnect from reality, escapism, kind of like a dream float state. And be very careful of being victim to manipulative people and sacrificing of third parties for their own benefit. I thought that was very interesting. So just be very aware of what's going on, creating more boundaries, and being prepared when you are saying no for people, like family, friends, whoever, going asking you, well, why not, why aren't you doing this anymore, what's going on? Have those conversations with yourself to prepare for that. Prepare, yes, because you know what, they're going to try and bait you back in, and then you're going to go back to your old ways. So you really got to watch your patterns and not repeating them and living in that old loop, because people, I mean, people do love you, but when you change, that's when they feel uncomfortable, because it's like, what's going on here? You're not the same person anymore, and that makes me uncomfortable, and you're supposed to make me comfortable. So empaths, yes, I'm talking to you because I'm one myself. I just talked about this. Stand in your truth and sovereignty to God, to Christ, that Christ consciousness energy, and practice, rinse, and repeat. That's it. And forgive yourself. Be kind. Be kind. All right, we're going to the next planet, and it is, oh gosh, I got so many notes here. Oh yeah, Pluto. Good old Pluto. Yeah, it's April 25th. I mean, we've only been in for what, maybe a month of this energy, to October 4th. And it's inviting us to face the fears of the individual and the shadow aspects, of your personality, the obsessions, the trauma, and secrets that come to light. Yes, I don't know if you guys are feeling that. There's a transformation happening as well. And yeah, it's conscious sexuality now, meaning it's more of that sacral, creative, sensual, finding your own energy. That's more of where this is coming from. So yeah, this is a great time for this. It is also, if you think, look at Pluto. I mean, in some pictures when you see, I don't know if any of you have maybe a star, an app on your phone called Star Walk. It's an amazing app. I highly recommend it. And then you could see where all the constellations sit, the satellites, the stars, even your signs as well. It's fun to look at. I don't know if you guys like to look at the stars, but I certainly do. All right. And Pluto is retro in Capricorn, and I'm a Capricorn, and I'm sure there's some out there that are as well. And actually, I believe there's 3 planets in retrograde tied to Capricorn. So this is a huge light bulb, aha, epiphany time for many of us Cappies and any earthbound type signs as well. It's also tied to the number 0. And I'm like, okay, 0, what do you mean? Well, 0 is, again, it ties to the 8. It's infinite. It's like a new beginning. So we're making changes. We're rethinking our paths. We're questioning ourselves about, our personal growth and who are we giving our power away to. And excessive ambition, obsession with power. And that this is very interesting because, yeah, us Cappies, we're hardworking, we're always ambitious, we're driving, we're leaders. There's some obsession with power and the illusion of control. So we got to be very mindful of that. And this symbolism here is death of the ancient concepts of success. Yes, success is being redefined. It is not, crushing it. It is not sacrificing our mind, body, and spirit just for the almighty dollar. That for, too long has been tied to who we are, like our statuses, our titles, all of it. It's unrealistic and it's unmanageable. So yeah, that Pluto seemed to hit me real good. So yeah, so this is what we're talking about, guys. If you're just joining us, that all the planets that are in retrograde, I'm just going to go to the comments here, so I'm not forgetting anybody. Danielle. Hi, Danielle. So nice to see you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're a big astrology buff. That's right. So the conjunction of Pluto and Jupiter explains the spread of conspiracy theories. Yeah, that definitely does. And breaking down, she's also saying breaking down structures that no longer serve us. Absolutely. Yeah, it's like I almost see, like, in a movie, you light the match, you throw it and you toss it in and boom. And you get to start over. You get a foundation to start from. You get to start fresh. You get to dismantle anything that does not serve us anymore. And now we're going to go into Saturn. Let's take this banner down here first. Be nice to have an assistant. No, kidding. Have to get my partner to help out here. All right, so Saturn retrograde, May 10th, just happening, September 28th. The master planet of karma. Oh man, karma. We like to talk about that one quite a bit, don't we? And a lot of us think karma is a bad thing. It's not. It's clearing things away, clearing ancestral stuff, clearing past lives. That's what karma is. Karma is not, oh, you're bad, you're going to get karma sent your way. It don't work that way. If you disagree with me, we'll have a discussion about that. But, it's also sitting in Aquarius right now. So we're reviewing the responsibilities inherent in friendships and groups, the fear of social exclusion. So you're asking yourself whether the desire for independence hinders the formation of sincere and lasting bonds. That's interesting. And then it shifts into Capricorn. Here we go again, July 1st. And that's my youngest son's birthday. But it's restrictions on soul desire, privileging the material. Yeah, we just talked about Pluto and the material things, the ego stuff, the money, lack of discipline or confidence in self, and having conflicting relationships with authority figures and family patriarchs. Yeah, I honestly, I have that. I've always had that. I know that's a past life. I don't know about you guys, if you've explored your past lives. I always feel like I'm a spiritual warrior. I also know I'm tied to Atlantis as well. So you got that mermaid, that energy with the water. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So they're talking about reflection of duties and responsibilities in Saturn, our thought, how rigid it is, how you deal with loss, which there are a lot of losses, whether, it was family or material or job, or it's hitting on all points here, and depression and difficult times. And are we putting limits on ourselves, whether they're healthy or restrictive as well? So, we have to restructure this in Saturn. So, yeah, very transformative time right now. Not a scary time. I don't know if any of you have issues. When I first started out in my journey, when I heard that there was a retrograde coming, all the memes would come out. Oh my God, like, what am I going to do? What's going on? Like, how are we going to survive this? I mean, it was a little much. But, once you start looking into it, you're like, no, actually, it's here for my benefit. It's here for our benefit. It's here to really slow down. I mean, if anything, this year has taught us to slow down and to focus on what's important. So what's important to you? What's important to us, right? All right. So if you're just joining us, we went through Neptune, we went through Uranus, we went through Pluto, and just talked about Saturn. Now we've got 2 more planets left, and the next one here is Venus. And when I think of Venus, I think of the song, she's got it. All right. I mean, Venus is highly tied to that goddess energy as well. It's about money and love and relationships. This is a planet about desire and, passion. I mean, look at the planet, look at the color. May 13th to June 25th. So, less than a month here, a little over a month. Sentimental relationships, present and past. We're having recoil points, and recoil means you're like everything's flowing and then pulling back, flowing, pulling back. So it's like a little dance we're doing between the present and past. The management of our own resources as well is being called into play. And gosh, just the beliefs that support our self-esteem. The self-esteem one keeps coming up. So I remember talking about this months ago that we have a worthiness issue. We have a worthiness issue. It is a global worthiness issue. Venus is also tied to number 6. And Venus is in Gemini. This is interesting because the new moon coming up is in Gemini. So you Geminis, you might be feeling this even more so, all right? And there is a Venus star point, June 3rd as well. So get that Star Walk app and download it. It will remind you when there's any type of cool astrological knowings going on. I know that there's a eclipse coming as well in June. But this Venus star point is a lower conjunction sun. It's also known as the morning star. Very cool. So there's going to be some confusion with interactions with loved ones and peoples. Generating interference, promoting your ideas, new experiences, a new career. Are we looking at that right now? Light of secrets from third parties. I see this. I mean, we're seeing this right now on a global scale. Everything that's coming out about the, pandemic or plandemic, however you want to look at it, it's hindering decision making as well. So there's a lot of push and pulls and back and forth energy. You did this, I did that. Things are coming to light. Pretty, spectacular, I think. Like they're talking about foundations, everything being dismantled and torn down. All right. And Danielle, yes, the nodes have recently entered the Gemini Sagittarius axis from the Cancer Capricorn axis. There you go, Danielle. Should have had you on the show, hey? Our fellow astrology expert and lover of the signs and stars and planets. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And Andrea, very true, Christine. Slow down. Yeah, as my partner would say, slow your roll. Slow your roll. He likes to use that term quite a bit. All right, and we are moving on. Last but not least, and we will be talking, there's more planets. There's definitely more. And please share this out, guys. Start a watch party. Let's all get involved in this. Right now we have the time to look up at the stars and look at the planets and dream and explore and be creative and have fun and really tap into this energy, okay? Nothing that you can work with it. And there might be pieces in this that relate to you and there might be not. It's fine. It's all good. Jupiter, May 14th to September 12th. Tied to the number 3, which is, threes are known for mind, body, spirit. Interesting, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion. We're reflecting on religion, belief systems, philosophies, individual vision, ideals, growth. And look at this, it's in Capricorn again, and it's reminding us to explore and review our goals. Yes, I feel like I've been doing that. It seems to be on a daily basis on goals. I don't know about you guys, but so yeah, expansiveness, obstacles, a point of view, personal path to fulfillment. Yes, and I'm big on that. I mean, the coaching that I do is all about finding your soul's purpose, and you will find that through unleashing your magic, looking at life through the eyes of a child, have childlike eyes, have eyes of wonder. Life is beautiful and amazing and exciting. It's all about how you look at it, and you choose, there's the word, the key word, you can choose to see again, to think again, to feel again, to say, oops, I forgive myself, I'm going to try it again. And we're also assuming key positions of high responsibility. Academic plans are huge right now, guys. I don't know if anybody's thinking of going to school. I know I'm looking at taking another, course. I don't know if it's going to be shamanism or maybe working more with crystals, animals. I'm not sure. Haven't decided yet, but I'm looking at increasing it might even be my coaching, like even taking like a course in miracles. I'm very drawn to that Christ consciousness energy, and that's how you're going to make your way home, guys, just so you know. And there's international expansion here. So globally, obviously, for meeting online like this, and a lot of us are, and we're meeting people and we're doing the Zoom calls, the Zoom meetings. I don't know about you, but my global, I'm reaching out globally. I have friends all over the world. I mean, let me know if you guys have found new friends. Maybe you have shed some acquaintances or groups or people right now that just don't align with you anymore, and you're being steered more towards, as I call Edenshire, my soul family vibe tribe. And they think it's ridiculous, but I think it's funny. So we're raising, the consciousness to the 5D level. And once we get rid of the 3 and the 4s, that astral plane is gone. So this is a good thing. This is a good thing. Oh, Danielle, love slow your roll. Well, that's his thing. He likes to say that a lot, so we'll thank him for that. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, if you're feeling anything right now. What's your week been like? I mean, I do a weekly empathic update, energy update, and I got new cards, and I don't go back to 24 karat healing and have a look. I bring them out every Monday, but we're talking about Ruby, shining more, releasing traumas, stepping into who you authentically are. That's the overall theme for this week, is authenticity and just owning it, showing up, coming out of the shadows. No more hiding. It's your turn to shine. And if you look at this card, well, if you're listening, there's a star in this ruby. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Rubies are for the month of July as well, I believe. So that's the overarching energy for the week. And then what's going to happen when you do that work? You're doing more work with rose quartz and your inner child. Inner child is tied to, your sacral and your heart chakra, because you have to release. You always go to the heart center. The heart knows all. The heart just knows. When you're in fear, flip it to love. If you have things to release, be kind. Look at it through the eyes of a child. Play through the eyes of a child. Because I think we've been too mean to ourselves, too critical to ourselves, living in ego for too long, that we have to relearn these things, because we would not be mean to our children, would we? That's how we have to look at this. And what would be, the outcome of all of this? Beautiful stone, labradorite. And I mean, this is a powerful stone. It's all about taking action. It's writing, planning, doing the blueprint, and then go. It's time to go. We've been sitting in, incubation for 2 months. I think we've got everything we need. It's time to start plotting and planning and preparing. We're ready. We're all ready. Absolutely. So let me know if that resonates. Subscribe to, 24 Karat Healing on YouTube, or follow me, Instagram, Facebook at 24K Healing. I'm just going to the comments here for a second. And Andrea's just saying that's a good card. Not sure if it was the ruby one you're talking about, the rose quartz, the labradorite. And Danielle has left some Facebook groups that claim themselves as spiritual. The post seems very dualistic in this time. Yeah. Oh, gosh. When they say, old belief systems are falling, that includes, people that you're maybe, friends with on Facebook, or even groups like Danielle says. I've noticed that too. I'll be like, oh, wow. And then you start seeing things and you're like, okay, because you know what? There are a lot of spiritual folks that do not come from the light. And you're going to start seeing them more and more, because we are shining our lights, our radical light, as Dr. Christine Northrup would say. Our radical light workers here, as you would call it, she's, the more you shine that light, the more the darkness is exposed, and they don't like it. They don't like it. So it's almost like, oh, geez, we can't hide now, right? So you're seeing things through new eyes. New eyes. Yeah, it is beautiful. And it definitely resonates. Amazing. I love that. I've changed the video up. Used to be just myself talking, but now I just focus on the cards. And then if you guys, I do offer complimentary 15-minute intuitive guidance calls. So if you guys are looking to just connect and see if we can work together, go for it. You'll find it on my Facebook page. All right, let's get back to, we want to talk about, my notes, here we go. 8 out of 10 planets will be in retrograde in 2020. The only one we didn't focus on was Mars. That's coming later. But I'm wondering, did I upload my Mercury? Yes, I did. All right. Here's Mercury. Oh, I got to take that comment down. There we go. All right. Yeah, so mistakes and misunderstandings, problems in communication. Yeah, we know that one, don't we? Mercury loves to play with that energy, that electronics. This is coming up June 18th to July 12th. So, and it's happened 3 times. So February to March in Pisces, and then October 13th to November 3rd in Scorpio, and then, June 18th to July 12th in Cancer. Now, Mercury is time not to go into any big investments and signing contracts and buying new items or new projects. So this new moon that's coming up on Friday, this would be a great time to do all of this stuff, get it going. Time to plan, research, and prepare for something that will happen later. So, set your intentions on Friday, your new moon intentions, do your crystals, your smudging, light a candle, whatever you do, make your moon water, and then start, getting those goals out just a few at a time, and start with that. Don't get overwhelmed with it, because we tend to overthink these things. So, yes, in Cancer, Cancers are water. My son is a Cancer. He wears his heart on his sleeve. You guys are always worried about family and friends, and always being there, and very flowy. I love the energy, but because it reminds me as a Capricorn to, take, have more fun and be like water, essentially. So they're talking about focusing on home renos, repairs, family groups, exchanging memories with distant relatives, family tree, let go of the past. That's a big one. Comfort. You've got limits and evaluations to look at. So just watch your one-on-ones. that relationship, those types of relationships. Those are really important. All right, so I have covered all of the planets. Amazing. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about any of the planets. Again, this is a time to like you have six going on right now, and no wonder, I've a lot of us, I don't know about you, but my ears have been ringing hugely. I mean, there's, you got Venus points going on as well, so you're getting a lot of downloads, this is definitely this week even more so, being grounded, finding ways to be grounded. Like, for most of the day, I was outside. I went to the gardens. I went to the garden centers. I hung out with horses. I mean, this is just, beautiful stuff. And being in nature, as I was reminded by my son yesterday, he says every time I force myself to go outside and go in nature, he said, is the best thing I could do for myself every day. And he's right, because he was very inspired to start drawing again, because he kind of fell out of it for some reason. So for him to recognize that, I mean, he's 21. It's pretty amazing. Just every generation has such a depth. I mean, the crystal children, the indigos, they are just so intuitive, so intelligent, wisdom. Oh, Danielle. Thank you for that. She's just saying, yeah, we had that 15-minute call, didn't we? And I mean, just talking about what you're doing and what you want to do, it was great. I love collaborating with people, especially that are looking for their soul's purpose. And we work together, and I love it. So thank you. And yeah, you're a fellow. Okay. Yeah, here we go. That makes a lot of sense, because you have such a sweet energy about you. Very sweet, very beautiful energy. Always a shining star. That's what I used to call Connor, my youngest. He was my little star. And he just keeps burning brighter and brighter. And Danielle's just saying, in evolutionary astrology, Pluto represents the soul, and your rising sign represents the soul's vehicle. Oh, I love that. Look at you. Just lots of information. Thank you very much for sharing that with me. And hey, guys, let me know what your sign is. If you're feeling some kind of shift in the energy right now. I know collectively, a lot of us are saying, okay, you know what? I've done a lot of stuff. I've made a lot of changes. Now it's, that it's going to be the heart versus mind talk, meaning, that the mind, that's always trying to run things in the background, but I think it's happening less and less, because we are becoming more, what's the word? Intuitive, even telepathic as well. Like, it was interesting. I was feeling something earlier this week, and I connected with someone and found out it was actually her that I was picking up on. Stuff like that. You just have a feeling and a knowing. So we're going into this super consciousness. It's collective consciousness. And Pluto, if you look at their, now I don't know if you guys know what glyphs are, but I'm just going to show you. I'm going to take this banner down too, because you can't really see it. There we go. So it's the symbols that tie in with the planets, that tie into the astrological signs. I thought it was really cool to, do a deep dive and find out, with your sign, like Cancer is highly tied to the moon, which makes a lot of sense. Leos are tied to the sun. Definitely got that, solar plexus, rar, powerful energy there. But Pluto and Scorpio, you look at Pluto's glyph, talk about the upper three chakras. Your throat, your third eye, and your crown chakra are up. They're channeling that light, that Christ consciousness. I mean, when I seen that, that was a visual confirmation, and we spoke about the upper three chakras, and then your soul chakra is your heart chakra, and then your ego chakras are tied to the solar, the sacral, and the root. So really meeting and morphing, just like, dual energies, we're morphing them into one body, which would be your soul chakra, your heart chakra, if that makes sense. So that's really what we're working on, at the end of the day, is healing all the heart stuff. So yeah, wow. I can't believe I taught this a couple days ago in half an hour. Actually, no, it was more like 20 minutes because you only have so much time and then you have to answer questions. So if you guys have any questions, comments, please leave them below. I will get to them as well. And even if it's on the replay, I will get back to you. And earlier I did post, if you'd like a copy of this, the planets and their retrograde meetings, either if you're not signed up for my monthly newsletter, go there. And if you are, I'll send it to you. You just have to comment retrogrades and I'll get you a copy of that as well. So, all right. Just looking to see what other questions we have. Oh, you're a Libra and you're definitely feeling off lately. Yeah, I think I feel collectively we all are. I'm just looking at Libra here. I didn't even look at the planet quickly, but oh, Venus. Okay. Yeah, and Venus is, yeah, well, yeah, since May 12th. So that does make a lot of sense. You're highly tied to that planetary energy. So just find ways to ground yourself. I just heard creativity. So I don't know if you're not being creative or if you're looking at being more creative, because when you find more ways to be creative, and that goes for anybody, you find your inspiration, you find the new beginnings of ideas, when it comes to your soul's purpose or where you want to go in your life, where you see yourself. So let's get more creative, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Danielle, I love how Pluto looks like someone holding their arms out to the universe saying, help. Yeah, that's a good one too. Like, yeah, exactly. When you talk to God, you're like, I surrender. And usually your arms are up like this, right? It's the same idea. I love that. Thank you for sharing, Danielle. You're such a hoot. I love it. I love it. Awesome. All right. So next week, what do I have coming up for next week? Every week I have new guests. This week, it just didn't happen. We had a long weekend in Canada, but isn't every day a long weekend depending on what you're doing, right? So just looking at next week, and I've got Tom Palladino, and he's going to be sharing all about scalar healing, so energy healing. So this is something new for me, so I'm looking forward to having him on next week, same time on Wednesdays. And yeah, again, I invite you guys to ask any questions. Where's everybody from? First time, replay, even if it is on the replay. And gosh, I'm working on so many things right now. But most importantly, I'm working on a website, getting that up, and making sure I have courses available for you guys as well. Because all the teachings I've been doing through Edenshire, I'm going to be putting out through courses. So, stay tuned for that. I'm thinking of doing a new moon meditation and ritual type of ceremony on Friday as well. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. Go to my, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube pages. You can find all the information there. And I want to wish you guys love, light, and blessings. And please remember, healing begins where the ego ends. Take care.